Hey everyone, Livy here, back with another video, and today I'm actually doing something a little different. I'm doing a VR to Anna over at Astral Lady Tarot, and this this video is called Tarot Warnings. Specifically, this is a list of things that I think people should think about when they are going to decide to go into tarot. First thing, I will apologize in advance for the lighting. It is nighttime as I'm filming. I could only film in one area right now, so it is what it is. And I also don't want to, let me also explain. I don't want to fully talk over Anna's video because I pretty much agreed with all the points that she brought up. But I wanted to add definitely some key points that I would say for myself, as well as bring up a couple stories of things specifically that happened to me. So first off, if you don't know already, I am Livy. This is Crescent Dreams Tarot, and I have been reading tarot now for almost 10 years. Okay, almost 10 years. Not in the professional way yet. And I say yet because I've been debating this fact of like, am I going to go professional or not? But I've been reading for 10 years. I've been reading not just for me though. I've been reading for friends, family. I've read for coworkers, that kind of jazz. So done some reading over the years, and these are some things that I came up, or like some things I would warn other tarot readers about before they're going to get into tarot. I also have a deck here I'm going to show on the side because obviously you guys don't see my freaking face, so I will go through this. But I think Anna's video came at the right time because listen, around the time that I saw Anna's video, which by the way, at the time filming this, I believe it was at least a month ago now, so I'm late, but like shit's been happening with me. But anyways, at the time of her video, I had also finished reading this book. This is called Will You Give Me a Reading by Jenna Matlin, okay? This book combined with basically what Anna was talking about, I think both of those things are important and relevant. There are some things in this book, though, that I will say definitely coincide with some of the things that Anna was talking about and I wanted to bring up today. Specifically, if you read tarot, and specifically if you read tarot for other people, you're going to come into a few problems. So first off, the deck that I'm having, just so you guys know what deck this is, I guess, while I flip through this. This is a Nova Witch Tarot. Funny enough, got this deck recently. Not typically my style, but for some reason I'm drawn to it. Don't know why that is. Sometimes that happens too. This deck is also like freakishly big a bit, or it's like freakishly long. I have small hands, so this deck is like dwarfing me. But anyways, that's not what's important right now. Let's talk about it. So specifically with Will You Give Me a Reading, one of the things it talks about a lot is ways, like things that could happen when you give a reading for somebody else, okay? It talks about that. It really does. And one of the things that it says is when you do a tarot reading for other people, everyone, you could have people that will get mad at you based solely on how you deliver the message of the reading. Tarot warning, but this will happen. I've seen mad at delivery happen in a few ways. It's people who basically shoot the messenger, right? They get pissed off at you based on what the cards are saying. And you're like, bitch, I didn't I'm just telling you what the card is saying, right? I'm not trying to attack you. I'm not trying to make you do one thing or the other. I am simply giving you the message, and it is up to you to decide how you want to treat that message, correct? But you will have people who are very pissed off at how you decide to deliver that message. Now, you could be a sweet baby angel, and you will still get somebody who will be mad if the message that you give them is not to their standard, is not what they wanted to hear, if it wasn't just anything that doesn't jive with them. They might get mad at you, and that's a tarot warning you have to think about. I've had that only happen, like, I don't know, a couple times. You'll also just get people who just don't, again, they don't like how you deliver the message, and that's whatever. But it can happen. So I guess something to be mindful of. Another thing that can happen to you a lot, by the way, when you do tarot and start getting into it and start letting, by the way, other people know that you do tarot, is you will probably get somebody, at least one person over time. You will probably get at least one person over time who is trying to play a game of got you. What I mean is, they don't really believe in tarot, but they're trying to be a dick, basically, and they want you to still give them a reading, even though they don't believe in tarot, because they want to either prove or disprove anything that you say in the reading. That's a warning. That's something that will happen. I've had that happen a couple times, and I'm just like, bitch, if you don't believe in tarot, don't bother. Don't, you know what I mean? Like, don't bother with the reading. I don't know how else to say that at this point. But don't bother. Don't bother getting a reading. You don't have to believe in tarot. I'm not one of those people, by the way, and I hope you're not either. But I'm not one of those people who is going to fight somebody because they don't like tarot. I really don't give a shit. You could either like tarot or you don't have to like tarot. But don't try to get a reading just so you can disprove how other people feel about tarot. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just it's such a weird game to play. Like, why are you gonna bother? What the fuck? I don't know. But people do that. They will do that to you. And if they don't want a reading, just tell them straight up. Like, listen, you don't need to get a reading from me. You don't have to play games with me. You don't have to believe one thing or the other. Just go live your life. You do you. This is not the time to waste my time and your time. And it's just a whole thing. But that could happen to you. So that's another tarot warning. What's another one? Oh, the people who want to test your boundaries. I have like notes here, by the way. That's why I'm like referring to. You will have people who want to test your boundaries. They want readings on things that either you might not be comfortable with, or they will try to, again, mislead you in one way or the other. Just for shits and giggles. They just do that. And you have to decide, am I going to put up with that? For example, I know personally that I am not somebody who likes to give readings to people based on their physical health. Particularly if I knew that somebody was really fucking sick, I'm not going to give them a reading. I'm not going to give them a reading based on that. If they're trying to figure out, am I going to get better? Am I not going to get better? That's a dicey situation. And personally, I don't want to be involved in that. But for you, it could be something completely different, right? Maybe you don't like giving readings about children, or you don't like giving readings about mental health, or, I mean, most of tarot, funny enough, is, I guess, about your mental health. But you know what I mean? Like, telling people to do one thing or the other kind of situation. Or maybe you don't like readings about finances. To be honest, I don't really feel comfortable doing that 100% either, depending on what the reading is. You know what I mean? It's just like, if you have a boundary, I highly recommend, do not let people fucking cross it. Do not. Another example of this is, I discovered once I was doing a reading for somebody, and I realized part of the way through the reading, because it was an insight reading, right, into a person, and I realized partway into the reading that the reading was about me. And that made me feel some type of way, because this person came to me for a reading, but they're doing some roundabout fucking shit instead of just telling me straight to my face what they want to tell me. Please do not do that. I don't like readings about myself. If someone's trying to do that immature stuff to me, I don't take it anymore. I'm like, nope. Just tell me, what do you need? What do you need? What do you want? Why are we playing games? We're adults here. We don't need to play games. It's just ridiculous. I don't care for it, and I don't want to put up with it. And so again, if you realize you have those boundaries, please set them. Please set them. Do not let people cross them, but warning, they will try to. And here's a big one. This is going to be the part that I might either get torn apart and proven my point, or people be like, wow, that sucks, and yeah, maybe we should change that. Depends on how you feel on this subject. Another tarot warning I would like to give people is that no matter how you feel about a deck, there will always be somebody, not even just a deck, maybe it could just be about tarot in general. There will always be somebody, right, who will get pissed off at you if you in any way, shape, or form decide to be negative towards it. Right? The tarot community, no offense, tarot community, but let's be real here. We tend to do this thing where we're like, oh, love and light, guys, love and light. No negative vibes, without understanding and taking a second to think that it's not necessarily that people are trying to be negative. Sometimes you need to bring up a point and hope that people are paying attention. And it's frustrating that we can't do that a lot in the tarot community online without facing ridicule. I'm going to give you an example of something that happened to me, okay? A while ago, I had a video, okay? I had a video that I had posted that was, I'll be honest, it was a rant. But I had a rant about a tarot deck that I was mad at its production, because I could tell, based on its production, that this deck was not given the respect that it deserved. Especially because this deck was previously an indie deck, and the creator in question is queer and a person of color, okay? So I pointed out in a video, I said, it seems a little fishy what's going on with the production of this deck. I'm angry that this deck was produced so terribly by this publishing company, because, you know, it's kind of unfair to people who already have a hard time getting published in general. If you don't know that, here's your wake-up call. People of color and people who are queer have a hard time getting published in general, okay? So in the video, I was just bringing that up, okay? That's all I was doing. I was like, I think it's kind of unfair that this is happening. And this is all I said, was really trying to get at, right? That I think it's unfair that these publishing companies do this. But you will not believe, guys, the amount of people who started coming into my comments out of the woodwork to try and defend the publishing company, which is also kind of baffling to me, by the way, guys. I don't know if you know this, but publishing companies make millions and millions, if not billions of dollars every year. You do not need to defend them. You don't. You don't need to defend them if what they're doing could potentially be suspect. But people were angry. People were mad at me. By the way, this is the mini tarot of Mystical Moments, the Borderless, that came out recently. Anyways, people were mad. They were mad at me because I was mad at the production of a deck. That was it. That was all. But I got tired of that shit. I did, guys. I ended up privating the video because you could tell, yes, while I was really mad in the video, my main point that I was trying to bring up was that I thought it was unfair to artists, one, and I thought that the artist in question deserved better, too. And that was mainly it. But again, as soon as you bring up any negative point in the tarot community, you will have people who go out of their way to fight you. They will fight you. Why? I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why just one person's opinion is going to ruin your whole day. It doesn't have to, guys. And if you didn't agree with me, or if you're somebody who didn't think you would agree with me about the deck in question, you know, that's your choice to have. That's your feelings. That's fine. You can disagree with me, click away, and move on with your life. It didn't have to be as big of a thing as it was. But I feel like people made it a big thing. So yeah, I decided to private the video. But this is your warning that if you attempt to do things like that, yeah, you will have people in this community who will be pissed off at you. They will fight you because they don't believe that you should be spreading any negative information about a deck creator, a deck publisher. In this case, this was literally a publisher that I know for a fact makes millions of dollars because they're a well-known publisher, at least in my neck of the woods, and they don't need you to defend them. And on top of that, anything that me or any other tarot content creator on here on YouTube says, by the way, it's not going to affect them. It's not even going to affect their sales. I am like a nobody here. It was just wild to me that any of that got the traction that it did. It was just mind-boggling. But it happened, and so yeah, I ended up privating the video because I was just tired of it. And no, I will not mention the deck because I don't want that drama further in my life. I'm just mentioning it to say you do need to be careful, I guess, about what you're saying sometimes. And yeah, because people are just, they don't know how to critically think sometimes. And it just happens. It is what it is, right? And you just got to move on. But just a warning, because that's how the community, unfortunately, can sometimes be. And finally, I'm going to get into the last thing for today. Another tarot warning. Anna talks about this in her video too, I think. But I'm going to bring it up now. Is warning, but you could have people in real life too who will not always appreciate that you do tarot. And by the way, they might also try to shut you down, even if you are literally doing nothing to anybody else. And I have a story that I can actually share. So about a month ago now, I was doing a tarot meetup. If you guys don't know, I do tarot meetups in person, in real life. I do a tarot meetup group. And at this group that I did about a month ago, we decided to go to a cafe that I'd never been before, okay? I'll be honest, I'd never been there. I organized it. I did not know context, okay? But I decided to do a meetup at a cafe that I didn't know until basically that day that it was next to a Lutheran church. Now, next to it, not in the church at all, right? Just the same plaza, shopping mall, whatever you want to call it, as the church, okay? So we're there. We're at the cafe. I have one little table sign, okay? One little table sign that says that it's a tarot meetup group. We're meeting, we're having a good time. And then suddenly, the owner of the store comes up to us and is like, you guys have to stop. And me and the others are looking at each other like, what? What do you mean? And she goes, yeah, we're next to a Lutheran church, and I don't think they would like that you are doing tarot. So they actually own the whole they own the whole building area. So I think we need to change store policy in the future so that events like this don't happen. But yeah, you need to stop. And my group was like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Let me sit. We have a table sign, but we weren't coming at people, right? We weren't going up to people saying like, hey, join our tarot group. No. We were literally just vibing in a corner. And she came up to us and was like, no, get that shit the fuck out of here. Luckily, we were able to come to a compromise where she said, okay, well, yeah, can you at least take the sign down? Just take the sign down. So we took our sign down and we were just quietly finished up our meeting, and then went on our merry ways. But that's the thing. I could not believe. I mean, yes, okay, church owns the building, but I also thought it was funny. Like, did you think the church was going to come flying in here just because a bunch of tarot people are doing a meeting? What the fuck? Like, let me also point out, guys, this was a Saturday. This was just a random ass Saturday. Church isn't even in session. Like, what? And you think the church people are going to come flying in there and be offended at the fact that people are doing tarot? It was just wild to me. I don't know. But also, that also brings up that point. Tarot warning. People will think, of course, that tarot is equated to the devil. We obviously all know here that's not true. We know this. There's a devil card. That's about it. And it's not even like tarot was originally a card game, right? It was originally a card game. It is just so silly to me that people will just say, oh, it's devil worship, all this stuff. Oh, it's a church. Oh, no. You heathens, get out of here. You know what I mean? But you will have that happen to you. You will have pushback. This is also the reason, by the way, like, people will, like that lady in that area, that group, they're also the reason why I personally, okay, I grew up Catholic, family, my family was Catholic, and I still have relatives who are very religious. So yeah, no, I don't tell them that I do tarot. But you could get people like that who will just be so mad at you just for existing. And I mean, that's like story of my life. Like, that story of my life. I'm already autistic. I'm already queer also, like, as well as, doing tarot now. So I guess I get like a triple factor here. But basically, you will get people who are mad at you just for existing and doing what you do. And you will have to come to terms with that too, right? You just will. It'll just be what it is, and you will have to deal. And I'm sorry, that sucks. I wish this wasn't the case for all, but it happens. It happens. You will get all kinds of things, right? You will get the gamut. You will get the people playing games, shooting the messenger, negativity in general, or better yet, the reverse side of it, right? Those who do not like when you dare to question anything, right? You will get the gamut, basically. And yeah, it sucks. But my biggest advice I can only give for considering all these things is, at the end of the day, you gotta do you. And you got to decide what you're going to put up with and what you're not going to put up with. And I just hope that you, at the end of the day, you find a space that's good for you with tarot, a good groove with you and tarot, and hope that it's all good, you know? It's all gravy. I don't know. But anyways, yeah. I think that was a quick little video. Well, not quick little, but you know, oops, sorry. I'm like at the end of the day, so maybe I'm losing a little bit of a tangent here. But anyways, I'm going to head out. But I just wanted to talk about these things because maybe you guys relate. Maybe you have tarot warnings and other things that you've encountered that you want to talk about. You could talk about in my comments, or better yet, you could do a video response too. And share your warnings and things that have happened to you, because I know I'm not alone. That's why I responded to Anna, right? And then a whole book has been made about people and trying to give readings to them and the art of tarot in general, right? So much to say, so much could be said more, but I'm going to end that here. So if you are watching this long, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again next time. Bye!